Evening, everybody. How are we? Welcome. Apologies for being a little bit late. I know I need to book my ideas up a bit, don't I? Here I am, taking liberties almost with my timekeeping. But yeah, here we are. We've got ourselves up and running. Monday evening. It was a warm weekend, wasn't it? It was a hot weekend. I don't know about you, but you can still see I've still got a little bit of the old sun glow. I believe may have caught a little bit of sun over the weekend with various footballing related activities, football training. Youngest Jameson, of course, did his debut, his trial. So Dan, thank you very much for asking about that. Youngest Jameson did go for a trial at under sevens, and youngest Jameson smashed it, because of course youngest Jameson does. That's just what he does. He turns up and he smashes things. He got coach's player of the week on his first appearance, which part of me knows, right? Okay, we know the game. Yeah, if you get someone in brand new, you want to make sure that they come back, and you sort of like, so you'll give them a little bit of like, oh, you did the best, well done, you. The problem is, having spoken to the coaches, he's clearly earned that because there was one drill where they had two balls. He was stood in the middle. There was a ball either side of him, and like another player had to come and try and like get the ball off him, round him, and score. And apparently, according to Mrs. J, there was one moment where neither of the two kids that were playing against him scored, and he just turned around and booted the ball either side, and it was just like, yeah, you're not getting past. So he turned into prime Gandalf, apparently. So he's been asked to sign, and he's now signed for the club. So that's cool. He's now got himself a football club, which is awesome. Eldest Jameson had a tournament yesterday, which was a bit of a learning curve. It was a development tournament. I don't think the team deserved to lose as many games as they did, but they lost 4 out of 5. But they won the final game 6-2. Eldest Jameson was begging me during the week to make him captain. He's like, look, this is what I think a captain needs to be. This is what I think a captain does. We had loads of conversation about what makes a good captain. So I said, right, what I'm going to do then, you can have the captain's armband for the last game. And you know what? It's the best I've seen him play in God knows how long. He was brilliant, genuinely brilliant. And that's not just me with my own, parents' eyes on. He was outstanding. He was talking through the game, shouting for the players and that, encouraging. Scored 2 class goals, really, really class goals. And I was like, okay, that's given me something to think about. And I'll explain to you exactly what's made me think as we go in to see Aberdeen, because they make us think a lot. It's going to be December. We're 6th, which is technically 12th. Let's see where we are, shall we? Here we go. First things first, by the way. Hello, FM Llama. How are you, sir? Hope you're well. Hope the family are good. A pleasure having you in, of course. If you haven't seen Llama, where are you? Where have you been all this time? Llama, one of the absolute staples of the FM community. I don't use this word lightly, a demigod, I think, of just, a font of knowledge, one of the greatest storytellers this community has ever seen. My favourite streamer, personally. So I would implore you to go and have a check and see how he got on. Apologies I couldn't see you today, Llama. I was in the middle of another thing, which I'll talk to you in just a second. There's a reason I wasn't there at lunchtime today. Evening, Ian. Evening, Nick the Shrimper. How are you, buddy? Nice to see you. Jason Pike, I've lost my Twitch. I had to create a new one. What FM update? This is a good question. What update has there been? Rugio says youngest Jameson equals Tony Adams in the making with less alcohol. Do you know what? There's no real confirmation at this point that youngest Jameson has any less alcohol in his body than Tony Adams. We would presume so, but presumption is never a good thing. Dan says classic defender. He is indeed a centre half. He is a centre half, 100%. Cobbler Sean, you appear to have toasted yourself slow cooked TJ. This is it toned down. Like yesterday I looked alcoholic red yesterday. It was quite a nice shade, to be honest. Evening George, how are you, buddy? Welcome in. Nice to see you all. Youngest Jameson started dating Caprice. Yeah, he did, which is really, really interesting. No, he had a Capri Sun. That was it. Yeah, I mean, all he does is he just goes after former FHM models. That's his vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've all got our things, and to be fair to Youngest Jameson, fine, if that's your thing, go for your thing. You know, I think Eldest Jameson is holding out for Jane Middlemiss, which, to be fair, you know, that's absolutely fine as well. Youngest Jameson sneaks in for a hooch for football, 100%. That's in his water bottle, Dan. Just like a little cheeky hooch. Calispira Jason, by the way, over on YouTube. Nice to see you, my friend. As always, another week of chats, starting with a TJ stream. Let's go for it, shall we? So, shall we talk now about what I did at lunchtime? Which is one of the least popular classes at school, isn't it? Usually, what I did on my holidays, I've scaled it back to this is what I did at lunchtime. So, kids football tournament done yesterday, and as I say, a development tournament, not like the one we played a couple of weeks ago where we got absolutely smashed left, right, and centre. This one was for development side, so Division 6 and 5, not 6, 5, and 4, because there's quite a difference with Division 4. So myself and the other coach in the development side that we both manage, co-managers, assistant to the manager. He works in media as well. And we figured the best thing to do was, in terms of debriefing, what we did and you know what we've learnt from the weekend's action. We figured the best thing to do would be to have a chat, have a conversation. Brugio, I'll allow you to take a run up at this one and suggest what may or may not have happened at lunchtime. Yeah. Do you know what? Yes, it was. It was a fucking podcast, and it's and it's an interesting one though because what it is though is we've looked at it. So what we've done, we haven't actually got a name for it yet. So if anyone would like to help with a name, that'd be much appreciated. TJ Toaster, another human in a podcast breaks out. Yeah, so we're trying. You've got loads of free time. Why not shunt more things in? I figured there's not enough time in the evenings, Sean, so I might as well just sacrifice eating at lunchtime. In fact, what I had at lunchtime was lovely. I had made myself and Mrs. J a lovely scrambled egg on sourdough for lunch. It was very, very tasty. Very tasty. He's going to do a podcast with every single person in Nottingham. Just watch. What you don't realise, what you don't know, is that the FM show live is actually a Dragon's Den of podcasts. So you bring your podcast idea to me, and I invest in the podcasts. And basically, it's a way for me to make sure that all of my life is podcastable. I might not steal them. I might help curate them. I'll be part of them. For the TJ Podcast Network, there is a TJ Podcast Network. Alice claims it was a TJ Podcast Empire. I may have said on the How the podcast, the Sunderland podcast I was on the other week. The mods will be asked to be on the podcast soon now. Well, that's funny, Dan, because what we could do is create a modcast. So that's where the mods have their podcast and they talk about all the stupid things that TJ's come up with that week. So very much looking forward to having the modcast come out, which is going to be fantastic. And then we'll have one about the Bible. That'll be my Godcast. And don't know. I've one about CrossFit. That'll be a Wadcast. Be about 4 hours long. Yeah, probably. He's fucking off again. He's fucking gone again. Llama says this spells the end of those 12 TEW podcasts you were planning. Not really, Llama, because unfortunately, editor Chris has bought a new PC, and that may have been one of the first things I sent a message about. This is genuinely, right, no word of a lie. So he sent me this message on, what day was it? Let me scroll back. I think it was only Saturday. What day are we on? Yeah, Friday, right? Okay. So I kind of bought a PC. I was like, get in. He's like, I'm buzzing. You should. I said, look, you should be. I said, you've earned that. I said, now get yourself TW and we can co-stream /podcast. He was like, yes. So that was Friday. He didn't reply on Saturday, so I started a new podcast today without him. But the TEW cast is obviously still there. That'll still be a thing as well. So it's all going to be fine. It's all going to be absolutely fine. But now that I've realised I can use lunchtimes as well as evenings, this is fucking easy. Do you know what I mean? And then once I decide to just get rid of sleeping, then I can do more podcasting. So much more. You could do a modcast, talk about how awesome your mods are, or talk about, the Jam and Small Faces. That'd be great. The Rod Wallace themed podcast, or all rods. So Rod Wallace, Rod Hull and Emu, the inanimate carbon rod from The Simpsons, Rod Gilbert, a fishing rod. Snooze you lose, TJ. We'll find another unsuspecting victim, friend to podcast with. Yeah. Literally it. Stuart E, did I see Mackenzie Cast there? Your team is Sterling. Released him in the summer, which is a huge mistake. He is there. Yes, he is. Deep lying playmaker, so he is. Is he good enough for Aberdeen, though? That's the question. At 22 years old, where are Sterling? They're in League Two. That's a big step up, innit? That is a big step up. Blue Melon, good to see you. Hope you're good. All is very, very well here. Thank you. All is very well. Hope you're well also. Rod Stewart could be in the podcast. Yeah. Luke McGowan. Luke McGowan looks like someone we should be trying to get, shouldn't we? Out of contract next season. $3,000 wages. Let's have a look for that, shall we? I had the summons in the post. I'm down for a shift 3 weeks on Wednesday. All right, look, Sean, great to have you in. I'm very much looking forward to talking about shoes. And I think there might be a slight problem here, because I think that when you've got Cobbler, Sean in your name, you're like, this is all about Northampton. And what I've done is I've sent you a podcast question about shoes and cobblers. So you've got a little bit of time to research. Don't want it to be really, really bad when you turn up and you're like, oh, here's loads of things about Northampton, and I'm like, that's great, but what about Brogues? Let's do this properly. Let's think about this. Do a podcast just about affirmative head movements, co-hosted by Slade's lead singer, the Nodcast. Absolutely. Or how about a Scott Constable, another ex-Sterling player? There is a few. There's a few ex-Sterling players. There's one or two. Let's see if there's any more in there. Is there? Who else we got? Scott Constable, 19 years old. Yeah, again, not really good enough for us right now, I don't think, to be honest. What we could do, Llama. This, of course, is this. We still have to make time for our Grimeland podcast as well, don't we? That's got to be something that we talk about. This is concerning then that Brotveit, his contract's up in the summer. He's conceded 23 goals in 13 matches as a ball-playing goalkeeper. It's a bit worrying, isn't it? It's a bit worrying. It's that worrying that Rory McCrory's been in goal. Instead, let's go back for Brotveit for now. Milovanovic is injured. Sorry, by the way, for anyone who's now going, hang on, is TJ playing Football Manager? Yeah. Sorry, everybody. Normal service will be resumed shortly. And by normal service, we mean absolutely no service at all. Just general bollocksing on about nout. How was everyone else's weekend then? Who else has started a podcast this week? There's got to be someone, surely. I can't be the only one. Am I literally the only person keeping the podcast industry alive? Is Cody Pennington good? No idea. Still playing a batshit formation. I am Y2 James. It beat Ross County. It did not beat Hibs or St Mirren. So that is a concern. It didn't beat Rangers either. So we won 3, then lost 3, then we drew. We won 1. Oh, hang on. Keeney's here. Keeney is here. Hang on. Right. Here we go, Keeney. World Cup stickers. Rougeau did some shopping, did some reading, did some weeding, did some reading, did some weeding, did some working. I mean, no podcasting at all. None. You must have an entire week's worth of podcasting to catch up on the Rougeau. We've got Rusby Sheshmi? I don't know. Sheshmi. Close enough. Digital sticker. Abdallah Nasib. Mbakazi. Rougeau, still no sign of the Rougeau stickers, by the way. So I feel really bad that they've potentially been lost in transit. That's not good, is it? Salis Abdul Samed of Senegal. No, Ghana, sorry. Aidan O'Neill. Australia. Another 10 Czech players going. That Czech pack was mad, wasn't it? Al-Shariri. There's one there. And Sangare. There we go. That's bloody Royal Mail. Royal Mail are an absolute pain. Pain in the backside. Yeah? This is what happens, isn't it? Aberdeen draw Celtic in the Scottish Cup. Excellent. Aberdeen are out of the Scottish Cup, is what that might as well say there. That's the spirit, TJ. Who have we got next then? Let's have a look, shall we? Oh, just Hearts. Hearts, Kilmarnock, Motherwell, Falkirk and Livingston. At least we're at home to Hearts, though. Hearts are 3rd. We've dropped down to 8th. Right, okay. Let's see what we can get. We might play the batshit formation. We might play 4-2-4. Remember, of course, Scotland have changed things up a little bit. They're doing pretty decent on the national team. Some fantastic results there. Got them into the playoffs in the Nations League. So that's very exciting. And in fact, here is our Championships qualification draw. Who have we been drawn against? So we've got Croatia, Iceland, and Serbia. Okay, I'm excited for that. Would you agree that Croatia are the toughest opponents? Yeah, probably. That's all. Good. Brilliant. Should say as well, our Nations League Division A playoff matches against Switzerland. So we're up against Granit Xhaka. And then we're into the European Championships qualification period. So Serbia away, Iceland at home, Croatia away, Iceland away, Serbia at home. That's how that looks. Because of course we are playing as both Aberdeen and Scotland in this save. Right, loan bid accepted for a new midfielder, which might help us. I mean, if the jury's still out on the St Mirren boss, then maybe the jury needs to be out on the Aberdeen boss, and the St Mirren boss is Wilfred Nancy. So that is definitely worthy of the jury being out. Kieran Bowie and Robbie Yeo should be a new striking partnership in real life. If we could afford them, Stuarty, we'd have them. Robbie Yeo is scoring goals for the national team, and Kieran Bowie costs an absolute fortune in Italy. So, board are satisfied at the minute. So, that is okay. We've got a couple of players are concerned, but that's probably about playing time at the minute rather than results, we hope. Oh, there's no rhyme or reason, Rougeau, as to what happens and what doesn't happen, I think. I mean, hopefully they will show up. So Botev, Plovdev have signed our goalkeeper Dimitar Mitov, so he's left. So we can mark him off for next season. Then I'm not massively concerned about players leaving for during the course of this save, because we are going to have to ship out some rubbish. I think we've got some players in here who aren't very good, and we do need to replace them with some players who are a tiny bit better, if possible. Also, as well, we do need to get into that top half of that table. So, so let's work out when that league cut-off is. When's the split? Is it April? I think it might be April. Yeah, it will be, yeah. And then, of course, it all breaks down, so... Yeah, there you go. Yeah, league split after 33 games. So there's 5 games left. We do have some absolute pish. That's right, Z. Some absolute pish in our squad. 4th place is Europe, which would be great. Top 6 is what we want as a minimum. Yeah. Okay. Top 6 is what we want as a minimum. In terms of predictions, we're predicted 6th, so we're not a million miles off. In fact, 1 point would take us up to 6th, so but then it's another 3 points on top of that to take us up a bit higher. McGowan's actually rejected the offer to come to Aberdeen. That's not ideal, is it? So maybe we have to wait until he's out of contract next year. Stan Neil decided that he's not played enough football yet. Now he's still happy enough not playing. Luke 09, do you want to come? No, that's a bit too much. It's too expensive. I know we said we can't have players coming in for their one last payday, but it's Luke 09, right? George says, solid chance I'm getting sacked tomorrow, second to last in March. Go on, George. Do it for all of us. Palaversa could be on his way out to Slaven Belupo next year. Or Varadzin or Gorica. So there you go. Yeah, it looks like he's on his way out as well. So yeah, there is quite a few players here I wouldn't mind shipping out, to be honest. Some of those players are players that I've signed as well. And I'm thinking maybe we need to get rid of these guys. And try and see if we can address a few concerns. See if we can have a good performance here. Should we hope for a good performance to start the stream? Feels like too much to ask, doesn't it? I mean, a win would take us above Falkirk, which would be beautiful. It's ridiculous because we've not drawn a single match yet this season. We've won 5 or 6, I think, but lost 9 and drawn none. So it's not really. It's like literally, it's very cavalier what we're doing at the minute, which is very very un-me, I think. Oof. I mean, that's 1-0. Draws are for cowards. Exactly. That's 1-0 and shots already for Hearts. 7 minutes in. Nusta gets it clear. Oh, draws are 2 points dropped. Claudio Braga makes it 1-0. It's not quite the start I was hoping for, is it? It's probably the start I expected, but not the start I was hoping for. Right, so let's shift things up, shall we? Let's go to that 4-4-2. Oops. Right, how's that looking? That's it's all over the place, isn't it? Let's try that. Might have to make a personnel change as well. Actually, having too many actual 4 players outside. Sorry, not forward players. What am I on about? Right. Let's demand a bit more from the players, whilst also demanding more from the manager, actually. They got touching the ball. Barney Stewart, Jensen. Get the ball in. Big Ross Stewart, Armstrong, Ross Stewart. Oh, Bassi. Gone. The Moroccan gets his first goal for the club. That's a lovely bit of play, isn't it? Nice little touch from Barney Stewart, and Bassi just no backlift on it, just strokes it into the bottom corner, doesn't he? Ian Blair, how are you, buddy? Welcome in. Ross Stewart now starting to flag. Very starting to flag. Here we go. Ferry with the corner. In it goes. Nodded away. Nesbitt. Oh. It's not a bad hit, was it? We didn't want that half to end, did we? Okay, it's time to exact revenge on Hearts. Maybe Ross Stewart maybe comes off in the second half. We've brought Lobban on for Ferry and moved Jensen across to left back. Oof. Ross Stewart's got to come off now, hasn't he? Maybe out of possession they go inside? Maybe let's do that. I'm not sure if I want to move them inside, actually. They might. Oh, Barney Stewart. Chambers. Away he goes. He's gone. Everyone's back. Nesbitt. Oh no. Come on. Bit of nice defending, please. Don't let him go down the wing. Oh, no. Come on. Do you know what? What an absolute joke. What a joke again. Oh. I do feel as though I'm cursed with Scotland. I really do. Evening, Arsenal. How are you? Oh. How can we change this again? It's just this. There is no words anymore. Is it? It's the same words all the time. Oh. No, 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 no. Don't go. No, it's not like an FM console or anything. But it does mean that we are going to sit eighth. And look, we've actually played better than Hearts. Evening, El Diego. How are you, pal? 2-1. Dodgy penalty as well. Look at that. Did we dominate the game? Don't know. Let's say we're proud of their efforts. That's fine. TJ, we would not be here if you were winning all the time. This is your brand. I know that, Oxlow. I know that. Yeah. And don't worry, I'm more than happy with it. I'm glad that this is the brand. Um, I mean, we would all be happier if we didn't have to sit through defeat after defeat after defeat, wouldn't we? But I also think we've become accustomed to it. It's probably the polite way of saying what's going on. Um, I guess we have to. I guess we have to just keep plugging away, right? But I do think that maybe um, an extra little bit of recruitment wouldn't go amiss. Um, Maybe we need another winger. Can I bring Jamalfi back? Can't recall him. Um, can we get a left winger in? Dan and Lundaloo. There's a blast in the past. Do we take a look at Emilio Lawrence? Ethan Ross, I suppose, is decent enough. This is obviously just the players that we've got that are on that our scouts have recommended. Patson Daka. That's a bit of an old school Champman football manager, sorry, star, isn't it? Perotti, a Brazilian striker. Dawson Devoy. Archie Collins. Joaquin Torres. 5'5", pacey, lots of flair. 29. Not too bad. Gus Stevenson from Hearts. Carl McGuinness. Northern Irish, isn't he? No, Scottish. Dylan Wells on the right side. Ethan Ross is on the left side. We've looked at Ethan Ross. He looks all right, actually. I don't know whether or not Falkirk are going to let him go in the middle of a... He's on 800 quid a week. I don't know whether or not that's whether we go there or not for him. I mean, excuse me. Do you know what? I think I'll say this Emilio Lawrence is fine. 11 grand. I mean, we're not paying 11 grand for him. And we want to play him on the left hand side as well. So that's not gonna help, is it? Recruitment focuses. Let's get into the what we got here. Calvin Miller, we've got him. We made a bid for him already. We actually need a central midfielder as well, don't we? That's the thing. Yeah, we need a central midfielder as well, because we are quite weak in the middle. I think that's why we're losing a lot of games, because we're not actually putting our foot on the ball. Panuccia Camara. Teamwork, work rate, fitness, stamina. Yes. Love this. Don't think it's someone we can bring in, because he's probably a bit too expensive for us, but love that. Eric Bedentia, that's a striker. We don't need that. Lewis Bate, midfield playmaker. Now McCann, Falkirk, McGowan. I mean, look, we wanted McGowan, but he doesn't want to come to us, sadly, so that's not going to help. And Jaya's 36, TJ, so maybe don't go there. Maybe think smarter, TJ. Yondanda, that's just scored against us for Hearts. Archie Collins we looked at, he wasn't great, was he? Frankie Kent, is he 31 now? Wow. Hitting ball, and that's a defender. Matias Garcia. I mean, he sort of still looks all right. like coming from Estudiantes, you think he's gonna be okay, and him and Rego maybe, but he's gonna want lots of money and wages, I think. So that could be a problem. Where's the transfer room? What have we got there? Attacking midfielders. Blair Spittle, 30-year-old. Dimitri Payet, 39. Let's do another one, shall we? Let's go for left midfielder. General central midfielder. What are we looking for? We're looking for help. Lots and lots of help. It's December, so maybe we can get something. But little bit of a unfortunate result, I think, against Hearts. I actually think a draw would have been a reasonable result there, to be honest. And unfortunately, the fact we haven't got something is frustrating. Fraser Elphick says, got me with the title. Was there an update? No, there wasn't. No. The update was there is no more updates. Like, FM26 is finished. But what was interesting, though, is the statement did mention FM27. And normally, SI don't like to mention the next games. So they did say FM27 explicitly. So that sounds like there's going to be a 27, doesn't it? So for anyone who's maybe thinking that they're not going to be, then well, they've said it out loud. Baited? Not baited at all. Not baited at all. Genuinely enticed you in for a conversation. I mean, the Claxon say it's not over yet, but as far as I am concerned, Football Manager 26 is over. It's all been and gone. Done now. Move on. Lured us into nonsense. I did. I'm like just left like little breadcrumbs. Just like, come and have the nonsense. Have a little biscuit, and then come and join the nonsense. To be fair, if you've been lured in by biscuits, you deserve nonsense. Yeah, if anything, that's how nonsense work. Yeah, I think that's why it's called nonsense, isn't it? Even Chris, how are we, buddy? Nice to see you. Any thoughts on us moving slow in the transfer window? I've learned not to worry. That's all I can think. I've learned not to worry. Let everyone else do their thing, and then hopefully whatever we do is working well in the background. That's all I can say, really, innit? You know? Blair says, I think FM27 will be better as they know how to work the new systems and stuff, obviously with the new big overhaul this year. Oh, it'll be better than 26. It has to be better than 26. Surely. Unless I'm very mistaken, they've never done updates for previous FMs in July. They haven't, Tuning. They absolutely haven't. But unfortunately, some people still need reminding of the very basics and the obvious things of the game's finished. We have to start working on the next one. In fact, we're already working on the next one. We're quite far along with the next one because it's July. But then you get people going, but I don't understand why they won't just keep making the game that I don't really even enjoy. Why do they have to stop and make a new one? That's shill talk right there, isn't it, Llama? I have spent all of my hard-earned money complaining about something I don't like, and now I don't understand why they've stopped doing the thing I don't like. Do not try and make something I might like. Yours disgustingly, the internet. Sack everyone. Sack the lot of them. Burn the whole place to the ground. I can't believe they burned the place to the ground. But now I have no football manager. All I said was burn the place to the ground. I didn't think that they should have actually burnt it properly. They should have burnt everything apart from FM27. Brr, 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 brr. Fraser, I've enjoyed 26. We can all agree it wasn't a great year. True, we can all agree that. Went back to FM24 2 months ago. Oh, that's where you went wrong, see? Why go? Never go back. Never go back. You don't need to. Definitely not going to buy FM27 unless there's big improvements. Okay, cool. There you go. So, I don't... Yeah. Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Is that the link to the blog post? Is it, Jason? So Ethan Ross can come to us. He's had 1 assist, 1 goal. Gets forward whenever possible. Cuts inside from the left wing. You know what? Oh, what's the rest of the report saying about him? He works well with the team. He's homegrown. He's 1-footed. That's fine. Oh, do you know what? Stick him in. Let's have him. Yeah, they're watching an FM26 stream. Tooney, are you using logic around here? I sure hope not. I don't like FM26. I will sit here and watch it and tell people I don't like it. My personal favourite is the comments of 8 months. This game's been out 8 months. Is it worth buying now? Like, I mean, come on. What do you want us to say at this point? Can we maybe have a team meeting or something, possibly? Apparently not. Aberdeen step up the chase for Owusu. Tyrone Owusu. Ooh. I mean, maybe a box-to-box midfielder. Would you like to come on trial, Tyrone? I'm bored of the moaners, says Tooney. Yeah, bored of the moaners. Coming in this far in the life cycle, bringing down the tone and vibes. If they don't like it, piss off and do something else less boring instead. Can tell I watched Why Don't You as a kid. Yeah. Do you know what? I agree with the sentiment. Fraser, I didn't mean to come across negatively. Sorry, that wasn't my intention. Don't frequent streams, chats very often. Sorry if I came across disrespectful. Don't worry, no, not disrespectful. Believe it or not, we've had much worse, Fraser. Much, much worse. So, but, I mean, look, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. You know, that's the thing, isn't it? Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Some opinions will be absolutely valid. Some opinions will be wrong. Mine, it might be wrong. My opinion might be wrong. Yeah. I mean, it's not, is it? But it might be. You never know. Somewhere on the line, it might be. I've got to think about the potential odds. Is this an FM stream? Says the Arsenal. I've been sub for years, thinking it was one of those dodgy streams. All this time and nothing. I mean, it is also one of those dodgy streams as well. George says the statement said that there is a new community manager. Wonder how that changes stuff. That I'm very intrigued by. That could be interesting. You know, what do they mean by community manager? That's the thing, you know. Like, how is a community manager going to work? What are they tasked with? Like, and what do they mean by community? Like, do they mean like the wider community, like the audience, which you would sort of hope would be the one, because the audience are hoping for engagement and communication and, you know, transparency, I suppose, is one of those things. So if they've got a communications, community manager who can liaise in that sense, then that could be massive, right? Dupe's in the house. Hello, mate. How are we? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, everyone, if you're not following Dupe, I don't know why you're not following Dupe, to be honest. You should be, you should be, you should be. One of the pillars, I would say, of the FM community. Mate, how are you? How's the family? How's Manchester United you're at, isn't it, at the minute? You're back at United again. Bellingham, I believe you've signed. So what's going down, my friend? How's the stream? Hope was well. Welcome in, Raiders, by the way. Come and make yourself nice and comfortable. Come and check out Aberdeen in a, I mean, it's meant to be a builder nation, but it's a bit more like a destroyer nation save at the minute. It's not going well, really. But we are managing Aberdeen. We're also managing the Scottish national team. This, as George says, this is bait, because this suggests we're getting an excellent youth intake coming through in the summer, which might suggest we're going to get sacked and not see it. So, you know, that's a possibility. Incredible goalkeepers, incredible wingers, incredible strikers. Ryan Lamb is the name on everyone's lips. Olin Mukalinak. I've said that wrong, haven't I? Mulchinuk. And Martin Fulton. So, I mean, let's keep our eyes peeled for that, because that could be a game changer. Because on the pitch right now, we're not doing well. We're not doing well. And it's not a surprise to anyone, really, is it? To be honest. It would be good if we were doing better, but it's always the way, innit? You know, it's very much a case of look at what you could have won. As we sort of like look through the window, like, please, sir, can I have some more? We just signed a new. I'm sure we brought a new winger in, unless it hasn't gone through yet. Does the loan not start until January, maybe? That feels like something that could happen, couldn't it? Let's have a look. Yeah, agrees to join on January the 1st. Was there an update, Saliva? No, there wasn't. No. The update was there is no update. The update was basically, thanks everyone. It's been a bit tough. But we'll be back. And yeah, and that's where we are. That's what's happened. Is that enough of an update for some people? The amount of people you've baited in with the title is funny. Oh, do you know what? I didn't even want to do a baiting thing, but at the same time, like you gotta play the numbers game, right? James Wilson's still injured a little bit. Let's change him there to a. Say, wide forward, maybe. Let's do that. Yeah, we're not getting into the what do you want out in FM27 chat yet either. What we will talk about is let's talk about Nottingham, shall we? Have we got a command for the Nottingham show yet, by the way? Is it Nottingham? Is it FM show live? Maybe, don't know. Could be anything, could be live. Don't know. We have a live podcast show as part of the Nottingham Comedy Festival. It is Sunday, 1st of November, live show. That's the one. Thank you, Rugio. We have got live show Sunday, 1st of November, the Canal House in Nottingham. It's the spiritual home of the FM show. Come and hang out with us. Come and watch the show. Myself, Second Yellow Card, RDF Tactics, Si Maggio, members of the community. FM Llama is going to be there. I believe Musterman will be on hand. He's close by. There was last time we did it, we had the mad scientist flew in from Denmark, along with one of his mates, Martin, who was one of the most fun people I've ever met in my life. Come and hang out. It's a lovely time to be there, surrounded by fellow FM fans. Have a chat, meet people. The Canal House is cracking. It's a great pub. There's like sort of a little canal that literally runs through the pub. Because it's Sunday afternoon, you can meet up early doors on Saturday, go to a football match, hang out, whatever you want to do. Sunday, watch the show, watch the football on the TV later on. However you want to organise it, there's plenty of stuff going on. So yeah, come and see the show, come and hang out, come and ask some questions. And yeah, I think it'll be fun. We're going to try and get some more shows around the country as well. So we want to try and get one in Glasgow if we can do. Probably one in London. Manchester I'm hoping for as well. So we'll see what we can do. Zeepa's gone from unlikely to maybe. That is a huge movement. Gudger's in. Zeep's a maybe. Oh, now we're talking. Crayman got my ticket. Love the Canal House. Thank you, Crayman. Pleasure to have you in. Tuny good. I can't come to play Man City that weekend. I'll be switched to the Sunday. Maybe. Nobody knows. Have they moved Halloween? Possibly Llama. Ferry floats the cross in. Cleared away. Ferry to the back post for Ross Stewart. Barney Stewart taps in. Sorry, everyone. We were talking podcast shows. There was some Football Manager. I shouldn't have really addressed that, should I? I should have just left it going. It's the hope that kills you. Yeah, big Ross Stewart getting up at the back post. Good save by the keeper, but there's Barney Stewart there just to tap in. First lemonade is on me. Oh, now we're talking. John Joe Shelby. Good tackle by Will Ferry. FM is on in the background. Exactly. Evening, Chris. How are we, buddy? Welcome in. Pleasure to have you here. Hope you're well. How's the new PC holding up? Is it like rockets? Good block. All sound, all good. That's what we like. I've already told Llama the We're going to get you streaming TW ASAP. And also, Chris, I may have mentioned something else I did at lunchtime, and it won't surprise you that I recorded another podcast this afternoon. So, because why not? Why not Bruce Anderson with a goal? ADHD is good, right? As Mrs. J said, isn't it ironic that you and the other coach, rather than getting tactics sorted out, figured the best thing to do was start a podcast? I was like, yeah, pretty much. That podcast, well, presumably that podcast, Chris, depends on which podcast you're referring to. We're all with Mrs. J. Ruggiero. Like, she's absolutely right. This is another one of TJ's stupid ideas, but hey, it's all good, right? So yeah, so it hasn't got a title yet. So if anyone wants to give it a title, anyone's got an idea what we could call it, then let us know. At the minute, the working title, it has been, I think at the moment, what we're going with, Two Dads in a Park. I mean, that doesn't sound pervy at all. You know, just say what you say, TJ. We've got what we've got at the minute. Let's go back through some of the More Than Football. We've got that. We've got Beyond the Scoreboard. We've got Coaching Children Not Footballers. Coaching Through Football. Don't really know. Don't want it to be like too sort of grassrootsy. You don't want it to be too, oh, we're going to learn something, because you're not. You're not. Like, we know that. Don't put any pressure on ourselves to do things like that. So, yeah. Which one are you going for? I don't know, Mrs. J. Like, literally, I've opened it up to the chat, see what they think. See if they've got any ideas. I mean, obviously they're like, for fuck's sake, TJ. Like, of course you've got another podcast. Coaching kids is mint. Yeah, I mean, that's back when coaching kids were mint. Oh, Dave Watson, there's a through ball. Oh. I mean, this is going to be concerning, isn't it? Trying to play positive. I don't know about that. Do we maybe put Jensen in? Do we bring... Let's move Ferry up front. You'll win nothing with kids. That's quite good, actually. That's quite good. Jumpers for goalposts. See, that feels a little bit... That feels a little... Hang on, right? I'm gonna text that. You'll win nothing with kids. So let's see how that goes. How about the no time podcast? As in, I have no time to do another podcast. like that. There's, that makes sense. A podcast where TJ just talks about other podcasts he's done that day. Look, I can't help it if I have a bit of get up and go about myself. What I don't have is the ability to finish a task or a project or even stay focused on the thing that I've had as my dream for up to 7 minutes. Yeah. I'm very much a throw shit at a wall until something sticks kind of guy. And at the moment, my room is covered in shit. Oh, Bassey scores! Get up and go high level ADHD masking. That's the one. That's the one. How many ongoing tasks do you have at the moment? I mean, it's hard to say, Oxlow, because I don't really count them. I just start them, and then if they feel fun, I do them until they don't feel fun. And then I stop, and then I go, might start something new now. So, yeah, so I don't really know is the real answer. I mean, I'm still doing this. This is still a thing. And the FM podcast is still a thing. And if anything, what I've been very good at is with all of this ADHD-ness, I've still got enough anxiety to not approach promoters about a podcast tour. So there's that. So if anything, that's actually reined me back a little bit. You know, I talk about let's go and see about taking the podcast to other parts of the country, but thankfully, you know, anxiety will sort of step up and go, oh, but TJ, if you email a promoter, they're going to think you're a bit of a dick, aren't they? So what you need to do is avoid rejection by not getting involved. So if I start the project, then I can't be rejected, can I? So there's logic there. Well, there's not logic, is there? Oh, off the bar. I still think back when football was mint is a good idea as well. Just I don't have time to do that one. TJ's reading my crib sheet here. Honestly, Lama, it's horrible, isn't it? It's awful. It's a great idea as a YouTube channel, not as a podcast. It was never a podcast. It may have sounded like a podcast. You know what? If I had a collection of people that were willing to contribute to it and make it into a thing, like what Lama used to have with the manager's seat, then that would be class. That's huge, by the way. We've won a match. Listen, we've won a match. It was a podcast. Technically, everything's a podcast, really, when you think about it. You're an ideas guy, not the do it guy. Yeah, exactly. I'm blue sky thinking. Yeah. Should we do the Fear of Failure podcast? Why not? Why not? I love that. Should we call it something like look at what you could have won? And in each episode is about what would have actually happened had we followed the idea through. We won a match podcast. Can't guarantee we release an episode every week, Dan. That's the problem. TJ, there's been no podcast for 4 weeks. Yeah, I know. Just we're releasing when we win a game. So maybe by Christmas we might have another one. We'll see. But yeah, I could go with that. Look at what you could have won. Right, who wants to be part of me production team then? 12th Again podcast. The 12th man. You practically am already. There's the spirit, Chris. Right, so Chris is part of the TW podcast, presumably along with Lama, I'd imagine as well. because Llama's also got loads of free time. Loads of free time. You've never played the game. I mean, what are you looking for? Are you looking for excuses as to why not do it, Chris? I never played the game and I started streaming it. Where's the flaw in that? And then what I did is I told Llama about it, and Llama was like, this is class. And then we started talking about, well, I started talking about doing more things in the game that neither of us had time to do. So, and you loved a wrestling podcast. You spoke to me a while ago and said you wanted to do a wrestling podcast and get it back up and running. So this is actually the opportunity for you to do that, Chris. Really. I'm just saying. The TJ Podcast Empire needs another podcast. Can't just have 3 podcasts in a podcast network, can you? Surely not. You do want to do a wrestling podcast again? See? I don't have to convince him. I do feel like, I reckon I'd be quite good on Dragon's Den, actually, as one of the dragons. I'd be telling them, going like, fucking, like, no, like, I'll do it. Like, honestly, it'd be great. Oh dear dragons, I'd like £45,000 investment for 4% of my company, and I'll be going, I tell you what, I'll do it, right? I've got a better idea than what you've got. But TJ, is your idea to change my dry cleaning business into a podcast? Yes, it is. Yeah, it's going to be the dry cleaning podcast. And what we'll do is we'll do 3 episodes, probably 1, and then after that you can just hung out to dry, Mrs. J. Beautiful. See, this stuff writes itself. I don't know why any of you doubt me. I really don't know why any of you doubt me. Because really, I'm sat on $1 million ideas, right? Millions and millions of dollars worth of ideas right now, right? You give me some ideas and I'll just turn them into gold. Yeah. My job is turning shit into gold, or shiny shit. So either or. How many podcasts have you started that you no longer do? Next question. So I started a comedy podcast that I think I ran for a year, 18 months maybe. I think it was a year. But that was like back when podcasting was just starting to get popular. Like you had like Mark Maron and the Bill Burr podcast and things like that. And it was, you had the Comedian was sort of like getting really big. Football Ramble was only just starting off when I did that. So that was like comedians interviewing comedians. And it was shit. Like looking back now, it was shit. But you got to go through things like that to sort of like learn your trade and go through. So we did that. Animates we did with Jim and Katie Mulgrew. Mrs. J will tell you just how good Animates was. Matt Taylor Richards will tell you just how good Animates was. That was our Crystal Palace podcast. Like, it was very much the what could have been. Had we managed to keep it going, that was it just hit everything. It was retro. It was Mulgs had just had her first child, so she had that angle of like being a mother in there. Jim was just being Jim. I was just being me. Now, obviously, like Jim's had another kid. I've had 2 kids. Mulgrew's had another kid. Keeping it going, it would have been incredible to have done it now. Like us watching Bluey, us watching Hey Dougie. Like it just like Bing. The episode with Bing would have been massive on YouTube. I guarantee if we'd have done it, it would have been really, really good. I mean, look, it's not the fact that we weren't organised, Mrs. J. We were trying to do it. So we did it we were doing it in person. Yeah. So we were all driving to Manchester. And again, this is before kids. driving to Manchester, sitting with a Zoom recorder on the coffee table. We didn't even have additional microphones to do it, and we had to watch the episodes beforehand, then turn up and talk about them. And then Jim used to find fan fiction for it, and it was like, honestly, it was mint. If you search Animates on Spotify, you'll find it. It was very, very good. So done that. The Football Shirt podcast was when did it end? Oh, years ago. Like, so I mean, Eldest James is 8 now. So is it still there? You found it. That's it. Yeah. Archives 2016. Yeah. That's the yeah. Jim got busy, didn't he? So he's not got much on these days right now. I've got loads of time as well. Basically, TJ saying he's a modern day Midas. I'd agree, Jason. I'd agree. So we did that. The Football Shirts one, I still maintain, again, that is a good concept. But what Si and I learned from that is that we needed to be more structured on it. And what held us back there was we were both pushing for Twitch partner at the time. And we both sort of kept going like, do we take a day off streaming to do Football Shirt chat? And then there wasn't enough Football Shirt chat coming out. So maybe we needed to make it seasonal. Then what happened? We actually got approached by a company called Hooligan Soccer, who are an American company. The guy who ran it used to be the Biker Mice from Mars episode had been removed by the Biker Mice for copyright reasons. So that's how successful our podcast was, that the Biker Mice from Mars have actually got round and gone, we have to take this down. We've got to stop these truth sayers coming out. So there was this guy who ran a company called Hooligan Soccer, and he's originally from the UK, but he lives over in the States now. And myself and Si had a couple of meetings with him about trying to get to be part of their. He wanted to do a sports network like what we've got with the Football Man, the FM show. We're kind of part of a podcast network for that, so we run through the Sports Social Podcast Network on Spotify, and they sort of like do a lot of advertising for us, and they push the podcast out into various places. He wanted to do something similar, but he wanted like an exclusivity agreement with us. So we were like, look, we've already got stuff coming through. We've already got stuff coming through like the Sports Social, so we're not going to cut our ties with them. But Si and I could have looked to cut that show back and made it something. Because that's something that I genuinely enjoy, is the Football Shirt chat. So yeah, that's a shame that one didn't really go much further, but we'll see what happens in the future. What else have we got? We don't do FMT anymore. No. And we don't do the athletics show anymore. That wasn't my fault. That wasn't our fault. But I wouldn't really count them two, to be honest, because they're sort of like, because of FMT, it became the Football Manager show, which became the FM show. So I sort of count the FM show as being one thing. 5 podcasts, 4 YouTube channels. Yeah, that's probably about right, isn't it? Pokemon and gaming stuff. Yeah, and all that came through at the time that FM was being a bit shit. really, wasn't it? And we were trying to diversify and keep stuff going and trying some things. Again, throwing shit at a wall, seeing what would stick, seeing what wouldn't stick. You know, right idea, wrong execution. Yeah, 100%. 100%. We tried Minecraft. I think I was looking at that in terms of trying to catch it at the right time with the film coming out. I thought, oh, maybe we can get some eyes on the channel and do that. Problem was, Llama and Murph were trying to show me how to play a game I'd never played before. And I think it became very apparent that I needed a lot of help on that. So that didn't really kick on. The gaming channel I quite like. Again, I like the idea. I like the idea of us being a bit more free and not tied to Football Manager. And maybe that's the thing where we spoke about these like something different Sundays, but started to cut them off because it was getting a bit tiring. We cut off Wednesdays because they were clashing with like actual football and Champions League and that. So some of the things we've tried have been trying stuff. Pokemon again, right idea, wrong execution. I haven't found the angle with Pokemon, because like Eldest Jameson still wants to record Pokemon videos, which we might do. I don't really know. I feel weird having him on the internet, but he wants to do it. So maybe that's the thing that me and him do. But again, he's like not sure. Don't know. Really like sort of the cards are like the things for short form content, but not really for a YouTube channel. I certainly don't know enough about it. So I was like, right. And I think I became very conscious of that quite quickly. So I felt a bit like, well, why am I here? What am I adding to the market that's not covered elsewhere? Which, to be fair, I thought the football shirt show was doing something a little bit different. And I was like, well, we could actually do this and we could do it well. Me and Si both know enough about football shirts to get by. Pokemon, I don't at all. So that was very apparent. The other gaming channels, just trying other stuff out, seeing what was what. Your Cozy Animal Supermarket game comes out in August. Anyone for a Sunday stream? Maybe Mr. J, there you go. What generally worked was you, Mr. J, playing the cat game. That was something in it. Yeah, there's definitely stuff to do. TEW, I think we enjoyed. Whether that's a stream, whether that's a YouTube, I don't know. Whether that's even something at all, don't know. Yeah, I think it's just like everything in it. There's things to do and there's things that will work, but you do have to go through the bit that doesn't work first to get there. Yeah. So TW was fun. It was just slow for streams. Yes, that is fair. That is fair actually. So maybe that's more of a YouTube or a maybe that's a YouTube thing, because you're right, that processing in the month is too much. What you need sort of like, I don't know whether a 2-person or 3-person TW where everyone has a short week would speed that up so you don't have as much fast forwarding through. I don't know. If you're looking at wrestling for streaming, you go down the route of 2K26, somewhere you create the wrestlers and let the computer play the matches. Yeah, see, I don't want the computer to play the matches. That's the thing. Like, visually, 2K26 is the one. But, yeah, like, if I'm doing it, I'm doing it. You know me, Chris. I'm not holidaying. I'm not cheating. You know. Big Ross Stewart there. Have I ever played Stars? I think the fact that this person has irritating in their name is going to suggest that they're going to be irritating. So should we just get rid of them just in case? Probably for the best. So short answer, really, yes. Lots of failed attempts. Lots of failed attempts. Some things that were good but done at the wrong time and not done properly. And some things that are good that maybe I don't need to do and someone else should do, and they're just better ideas for other people. Again, as I say, back when football was mint, is a class idea if you've got a collective of people who are going to weigh in with content and they just help flood that channel. Because Lama will know this, when he had the manager's seat with Stinger and with Johnny, like having 3 people making content is so much easier because you're not relying on it all yourself. However, it's also then really frustrating if you're a control freak that you need to get that content out every week, and you got to hope that those people are going to do that. And that's one thing that I'm so good at. I'm so good at just, letting things go and letting other people do stuff. Aren't I, Chris? Like, I'm really good at that. Yeah. I'm so, honestly, I can't believe how many things I'm happy just to let other people do. I don't know what Chris's comment is in relation to now. I don't know whether I'm upset or he's found something else. What have we found, Chris? What have we lost? Oh, you stepped away for a second. Oh, don't worry. Yeah, I'm just responding to the fuck me comment. I don't know what you. I don't know what's gone down. I don't know what you saw. Get that ball away. It's just gone wide. Okay, Milne's got a yellow card. Let's go with Devlin rather than Lobben. There's a reference to you being very laid back about content, not one total under control. see, Chris doesn't. Yeah, Chris knows. Chris knows. I'd like to be laid back and chilled out. Amido, appreciate the sub, my friend. Let me just, once this game finishes, we'll open a pack of stickers. Nisbets. Nearly getting his goal. Let's encourage them a little bit. Let's do. Let's put Stuart on, Chambers on actually. Can we hold out? Waste time. Are we gonna? We've got a draw. We've got a draw, everyone. Get in. Get in. Although it does mean we're down to ninth. Right, let's quickly jump full screen for Mido's sticker packs. It's worth mentioning as well, by the way, that it's eldest James's birthday on Wednesday, and obviously there's a football match on apparently, so we probably won't stream Wednesday, but we will stream tomorrow instead. Mudoir. You've unlocked the third option for a match end scenario. Yeah. Draw. Huge news. Santiago Arias. Chris says, story time. Before I start my new job, I have to go over an enhanced DBS. Once it was finished, they contacted the company I'm working for saying they found an issue. Wait for a letter to come out of the post. Turns out the issue was a train fine. Oh. Shiny Mexico. Chris is a train fare dodger, allegedly. Jordan Boss. Christian Martinez. Barsham. And Suzuki. Cans on the trains. It could well be cans on the trains. Which I think is a new podcast. Cans on a train. Just me with a bag of cans talking to people on the train. You're hoping to get a Scottish card. I know, Mido. I know, we all were. But you know what? If we did, it would have been a swap because Scotland was the first nation we actually completed. So we're all very, very happy in the Jameson household for that one. In fact, eldest Jameson, incredibly happy. He was well chuffed with it. You know, say Dan would listen to Cans on a Train. So you'd have a bit of conversation about, like, you know, where you're going, a little bit of conversation about cans you're drinking, and then just some shite for a little bit. You can introduce new characters who turn up on the train to sit next to you. Especially if you get one of those tables where there's 4 people, then just, oh, lads, what's going on? I was just having a bit of a chat. We've got some cans on the train. All right. Let's turn it into a podcast. Yeah. What a show. I reckon TJ has one of those dictaphones that Alan Partridge carries around when he thinks of a podcast idea. You don't know how close to the truth you are. A podcast where you interview random people while drinking cans on a train. Love it. I don't see the problem here. Inner city sumo. Jack Diamond, former Sunderland midfielder. Giovanni. Ryan Kavuma McQueen. Bit of a last resort, apparently. Lady Shapes with Alan Partridge. Hmm. So we've got ourselves just about up to Christmas, which is actually further than we got with Aberdeen last time. So we got next Falkirk, right? Okay. Take it easy, Chris. No worries, my friend. See you soon. And by see you soon, I mean, no doubt I'll find a text message from you in about 15 minutes or certainly in the morning. Sleep well, buddy. Does sound like he's died, doesn't it? Like, sleep well, mate. Like, just, he's not. He's dead. He's not dead. Like, you know, feels a bit like that. Evening, Goodger. How are you, buddy? How are you? No, definitely not dead. Definitely not dead. Hope you well, Goodger. How's life? How is the family? Presumably you're streaming, so I'm guessing you're back in the UK. Can never tell. Goodger's always out sunning himself. All year round tan, Dave Goodger. Life is good. Morocco was great, but today was the first day back at work. Oh, brutal, right? You don't want that. So Ethan Ross is coming to us on loan. And Falkirk currently sat 2 goals ahead of us in the goal difference tables. So let's see if we can move above them. Good ball through. Nisbet. Oh, look at that. Is there a flag up? There's not. Goal. There we go. That's what we're talking about. He's on. Is this guy here? Plays him on. Godwin Antwi. I think that is probably the fastest goal we're ever going to score. Well, certainly the fastest goal we've scored so far this season. This moves us up to 6th at the minute. How's Creator Club nation building going? To be honest, Gudger, it's going exactly how you'd expect it's going. Yeah, not great. Not great. It's quite tricky, this. Especially when you've got to invent a football club, invent a town where the football club's going to be, then try and, take on a nation that aren't very good. But I have gone further in the international tournaments than any Scottish manager's ever gone before. So I have ticked off one minor achievement. We've not been sacked yet. So we might be able to make it to January, possibly. We don't know. We're not there at the minute. Here comes Williams. Bassey. There's Aremu. Brought down. McFarlane. He's already on a yellow. Come on, he's got to walk, ref. He's got to walk. Is he just let him go? It's a conspiracy. It's the Falkirk conspiracy. We've all heard about it. Now we're seeing it with our own eyes. You know what I mean? Everyone talks about the old firm. Falkirk have paid the refs off. I mean, with what money, I've got no idea. Oh, and Milne's giving the ball away now to Ethan Ross, who is coming to us. I mean, if you could just not have a good game today, that would be class. Good ball, but Brockbite saved it. Okay, so he can get forward. We like that. Aremu, great ball through. There's Nisbet again. In for Stewart, blocked. Ferry. Rego doesn't get there. Gives away a foul though. Aremu's in the book. Now, the thing is, their defender was supposed to be in the book. Have they brought him off already, have they? I'm sure one of their players had a yellow card. Unless it doesn't display. Ferry floats it in. Nisbet goes for it. He's been brought down. Got to be a penalty, surely. Yes, it is. Oh, hang on. No, we've got it. Ruling on the field stands. Decision, penalty, Aberdeen. Here he comes. Here comes Nisbet. Ha this away. Ha that away. Wizardy woo. There we go. What a goal. A little bit of wizardy woos for old Nisbet there. Have a bit of that, Falkirk. Go on. Decent. 62%. We've had most of the momentum. Got to make sure we keep on top of them, otherwise this game could start to slip away from us because we know what we're like. Yeah. McFarlane was already on a yellow card, wasn't he? Nisbet, Milne, Nisbet, Bassey, Nisbet. Oh, thought he'd managed to float over the top to Ross Stewart. We're quite out of position. No, we're not. Will Ferry gets back. Rego. I mean, we're playing well in this game, right? Like some of the passes we've made have gone to our own players. This is a joy to watch. And we've done tackling. Yes, we've kept possession for like more than 3 passes. Barney Stewart. What a cross. Oh, Nisbet nearly with a hat-trick. We could have wrote the movie. Don't get too used to it. Oh, I won't. Y2 James. Don't worry, I know the game's already thinking of ways to screw me out of the next match and be like, well, come on, TJ, you're 3 games unbeaten now, so let's not do anything silly like, have another victory. Oh. 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 Just about get it away, don't we? My word. Right, time for a quick change. So Barney Stewart's coming off for James Wilson. We'll see him come back in. I think Ferry comes off actually for Jensen. I'm also tempted to say that Williams comes off for James. And then we need to make a change in midfield, which is probably going to be a Remu. Says James. Into Nisbet. Great ball through. Wilson. Oh. I'll blame a lack of match fitness and match sharpness for missing that. Wilson, Jensen. Goes past his marker. Ross Stewart at the back post. Gets up, but can't get his head back down, can he? That's the problem. Oh, hang on. This is dangerous territory. Because if we win this, which we have done, we have won this one. I mean, that's an incredible result for us. Definitely take that. Because, here's the important thing, chat, and the interesting thing is, take a look at this. The league table now says if we win our next match handsomely, we go level with St Mirren and Hearts. And they're 3rd and 4th, so we could technically move to 5th, but A win takes us above Motherwell. 3 points takes us level with St Mirren and Hearts. And then we've got another 700 points before we get up towards Rangers and Celtic. But that shows how tight this is. 3 points moves us all the way down to Falkirk, but 3 points also moves us up to third. So we need to start picking up more wins. I mean, we've lost more games than anyone in the top half. There's only Ross County and Livingston have lost more games than us. We're the only team to have drawn one game only. We've conceded 31 goals. So yeah, there's been some things that haven't looked great, and there's been some things that are improving. And we do get little spurts of, like, you know, form where it's like maybe something's coming, but we just need to keep pushing on. Livingston next, which, again, we need to win that one. If they're bottom of the league, we have to win that. We certainly can't lose. Certainly can't lose that. Away from home as well. So, like, it's pressure for them, right? Need to tighten out that defence and you could be in great shape. Yeah, I think you're right. I think if we can get the right player in, we probably only are, like, what, one defender away? Like, as much as I love Ferry, is he too attacking? Is that part of my problem? Am I giving him too much attacking reign? Maybe I am. Maybe I dial him back a little bit. I have already dialed him back. He was bombing on, wasn't he? But I mean, Nooster is on a 6.97 at the minute. 13 for acceleration. You'd think he's going to be good ball player. Maybe I'm not playing him properly. No, there you go. That's a bit of a problem there. Williams has been all right. 7.07 over 6 games. Again, not great. Ferry, Milne out on the fullback. Lobben's been playing at fullback, so we've been getting him in, who's a youngster. So he needs a bit more game time. He's played 11 games. 6.93 is his average rating. Milne, 6.94. Again, jumping reach to 16. Decent acceleration. Not bad players. Goalkeeper has let a lot of goals in. And he's looking to leave in the summer. So maybe we need to look at the goalkeeper position as well as centre-back. And also as well what's in front. So Aremu hasn't really been performing as we'd like. 6.73 when you're thinking for a DM, box to box. Like, are you going to give us a bit more? And he's not really. Rego's come in 6.78. He's not, like, he's new, so we'll give him a little bit of a grace period, but eventually he's gonna have to start performing. Especially at $5,000 a week wages. Then you go into the creative outlets up top. Bassey seems like he's settling in a bit more now. 6.76, 2 goals in 5 games. Not really playing him in his preferred role, but he's doing okay out wide. Ross Stewart's having to play out wide. And then Nisbet and Barney Stewart up top. We've sort of got enough goals between them. And then we've got James Wilson on the bench as well. So, yeah, maybe we're a bit imbalanced. And as well, I don't really think we've fully locked down how we want this team to play. Yeah. You know, we're trying to work out what's the Aberdeen DNA, what's the Aberdeen philosophy. for me, it's got to be like we've got to be in that top half of the table. And for the fact we've had 6 months at Darlington playing counter-attacking football, it's difficult coming to a club where we're expected to push on and try and play off the front foot, because it's a new mind shift for me. So I'm having to try and like work out, going, okay, what does attacking tactics look like on FM26? Because I never really learned them. I never learned them. Some would argue I never learned defensive tactics either, but that's by the by. But I am impressed that I played the gegenpress in the last match. That's something I've not known for. Look, see, gegenpress, see? Yeah? It's a word I've heard. Okay, let's go with the same side then that won that match. Gegenpress is like a whole new game. Honestly, see, this is like it's like going from 2D to 3D. You know. Hello TJ, I'm new FM. One question: is it better to load in my save more leagues in playable, or better to put them in the big 5 leagues and later in the database put top players from all clubs and all continents? So the long and short answer is really it depends. It depends upon the power of your computer, your console, whatever it is you're doing, the type of save you want to do. Like if you have the leagues as playable, then there's an argument to be made that there's a greater degree of accuracy in terms of what happens in the game world. So if you, for example, we're managing in Scotland now, if we had England as a playable league, then you would more likely get more transfers going on in England. You would then have like more English teams performing and like being more competitive in Europe and stuff. You could just have one in the background because it don't make a difference if you're not planning on going there. You can always add things in later. For this save, we've added some nations and then loaded players from other nations as well. So we've done a kind of mixture because we're literally only focusing on Scotland as the playable league. So we're not planning on moving anywhere. So it's a bit of a wishy-washy answer. Yeah. There's pros and cons. Barney Stewart, Ross Stewart, Rego. Oh, but the voice of Sean Dyche. Thank you, Samuel. I think I'm a little bit dehydrated. It's probably what it is. But I'll take that though. I'll take a bit of Sam Dyche gruffness. That might have been from barking instructions on the sideline. God, it was only yesterday, wasn't it? Yesterday. If you got the Saudi leagues playable, says Baron, will they buy even more old dudes? Maybe. Well, I don't know because the Saudi league isn't a licensed league, is it? So that'll be a customized database. So I don't really know whether that'll work. Can't say for definite, but I mean, the Saudi nonsense is there for all to see anyway, right? This isn't good. The fact that we're a goal down to Livingston. Ferry's going to float one in. Cleared away. Terrible corner. Kevin Nisbet. Ferry, what a goal, though. That'll do. Oh, pick that one out. There I was, complaining and criticising his corner technique, but my word. That's a strike and a half, isn't it? I mean, we've been dominant in this game. I can't believe we let a goal in. Okay, Ross Stewart starting to get tired, so we probably need something. Tell you what, let's put Chambers on. Criticise the technique every 10 minutes. Yeah, oh, dreadful. Terrible pass, Will Ferry. Awful. Let's bring Milne off for Nicky Devlin, will do. Nodded away. Rego. Awful technique as well from Rego. Will Ferry, dreadful technique. Chambers. Reece Williams. I thought he was going to have a goal there. Milne. Aremu. Deflected. Sam Chambers tucks in. There we go. Bit of a deflection in, but hey, you know what? We'll take that. What season are we in? Asks Rodrigo or on YouTube. So okay, so it's interesting, Rodrigo. We're technically in season 2 of the game world, but it's our season 1. So what we did was we started great ball through for Nisbet. We started the save at the World Cup, so the AI simulates the league and the results up until the World Cup. So Aberdeen actually finished 6th in last season. We then played the World Cup, and then we took over Aberdeen straight away. So yeah, this is the second season in game, but our first season. So yeah, it's a slightly interesting way of doing it. I've never done that before, but it's sort of worked out quite handily. I mean, we still don't know what we're doing, but it's nice enough, right? Something a tiny bit different. Oh, there's Chambers again. 4-1 now. Oh. And then to answer your question of how things are going, well, at this very moment in time, they're going fine. We're up to 4th, which is nosebleed territory for us. You didn't even realise that was a thing. Neither did we, to be honest, Rodrigo. It was only it feels like it's a new thing given the international mode came in for World Cup. So yeah, start your save there. There's Nisbet. That's 5. They're checking it. It counts. Of course it counts. Now I've got 2 strikers on. In fact, let's bring James Wilson on. Palversa. Oh, can't make any more changes. 5-1. I would 5-1 to be Livingston right now. Jensen, Rego, out of Chambers. Wilson, oof. And Chambers has looked pretty decent cutting in from the left-hand side, hasn't he? 9.8 he's got. For a right-sider, that's not too bad. It's better than Ross Stewart's been doing all season, that's for certain. But yeah, 1 point behind St Mirren now, who are in third. Only a couple of weeks ago, we were 9th. So that is a dominant performance, especially coming from a goal down as well. Giving them a goal early was ridiculous. But yeah, that's a good performance. Very, very good indeed. What a pleasant Boxing Day result that was, wasn't it? So yeah, moving us up to 4th. And then next match is Dundee, who are currently 10th. Then we've got Celtic. So at least, I mean, at least we know when our winning run is going to come to an end. Yeah. If we can get a decent result against Dundee, that'll give us a bit more confidence. And the transfer window is going to open, and we're going to get it's not Ethan Laird. What's he called? He's called Ethan Ward. Is that just said there? He's been injured. Ethan Ross. He's injured for 7 weeks. Now, here's the question. If he's injured, will our medical staff cancel the loan? That's the question, right? This guy, now we're talking. Fenerbahce under 19s, determination 16, flair 16, acceleration, dribbling, already been capped by Senegal. Former generation foot, that's why. £28,000. Oof. Just seen his wages. 28,000 in his wages. My word. Baby, I'm ready to go. I think. So let's see what the medical staff think then. I hope they're going to cancel this loan move because I don't think it makes sense bringing a player in on loan who's out for 7 weeks. But maybe that's just a me thing. I'm trying to find logic with Football Manager, and I don't think that's gonna be a thing, is it? Sindaka's probably going to leave. That's fine. Rego can go. It's cold. Who was the lad that got released by Rangers just then? Where do we find their transfer history? Released? Kieran Wright. Goalkeeper. What are we saying then? Are the board gonna be sensible and look at this transfer and be like, well, he's got a broken leg, we shouldn't really sign him? Or are they gonna go, well, we honoured an agreement, so where could the squad be improved? Midfield, defence, goalkeeper? So if I say midfield, defence, then midfield, then at least it doesn't put pressure on the keeper to be like, oh my god, they're trying to replace me. And if his head goes, then we're done for. We've already conceded far too many goals anyway. So Ethan Ross has signed despite being out for 6 weeks. Great. Temeko Bertie, he's one of the he's a player that we brought in. I thought we could maybe make him into like a Scottish national in the future. 18-year-old Marleyan, 6'5", jumping reach of 19. Just one for the future, I think. Might be fun. We'll see. Nust has got the flu now as well. So that's defensive midfielder and centre back both out. Manager performance review, both satisfactory. I mean, a pretty good month, December, I think. You know, January looks tough. 2 games against Celtic, a game against Rangers, and a game against Hearts. That's far from ideal, isn't it? I think we're going to learn a lot about ourselves this month. Three players out. Right, okay, let's see what we can do then. How are we going to shuffle the pack? Torbers doesn't even fit either, so is it going to be McIntyre? Do you know what? Let's put McIntyre in there then. Then Bassey is going to have to be replaced by Chambers. Then Rego replaced by Palversa. Actually, no. Shinny's injured. How about Finley Marshall then? Let's try him. He's because Palaversa's not really defensive. I think his acceleration might get him caught out. One, two, three, four, five, 6 injuries. It's quite a lot, isn't it? 6 players out injured at this stage of the season. That's not ideal. I think they've all been. Did they all get like done in at the Christmas party or something? Okay, let's see what we can do then. Aberdeen versus Dundee, which I think is going to be a relatively tight match. I think. Yeah, Dundee 10th, we're 5th. We're enough points ahead. We should be able to do something. Should. But then again, we have got a couple of makeshift players in. Stuart Chambers with the hit from distance. Good challenge. Oh, hang on. Oof, wasn't expecting to keep going. Will Ferry suffered strained knee ligaments. Brilliant. Okay, let's get him off now then. Dropped to 6th. This is rubbish, isn't it? Just when you have good form, all the players are disintegrating. I know. They're all made of Weetabix, aren't they? Sadly. But to be fair, they're probably all destroying because of the fact that we've just ran them into the ground, tried to keep a settled 11. So I think it's my own fault, really, to be honest. Dundee are down there. And you know when you realise you should have just like quit when things were going well, we should have been like, right, that's the last game of the stream. We don't need to worry about, still playing. We should have just went, that's us done, and moved on. Shouldn't have played this Dundee game. Because we know what happens now, don't we? We've gone positive. Can only mean we're going to lose 2-0 though, doesn't it? Chambers having a shocker because he had a great game last match. Ross Stewart, Marshall, Aremu, Marshall, Wilson, Milne, Chambers, nice touch. Oh, good save. Let's go a bit more direct. Encourage the players up a bit. McIntyre's not having a great time in defence, is he? Let's put James on. Let's change Aremu to Palaversa. To bring Duncan on in place of Chambers. I mean, Stewart's knackered, so maybe we move Chambers out to left again. Hope that he can have one of those performances like he had last week. Jensen's over the top. Let's try that. Go attacking. It's not going to be enough, is it? We're going to lose 1-0 here, or 2-0. Oh no. I told you. We know what's happening in this game, don't we? Oh. Like, you push on trying to score. Like fair enough, it happens in real life, of course it does. But it just feels like it always happens in Football Manager. Oh, giving the ball away. Wilson. Ball's far too long for Duncan. He's not getting that. See if change of formation will do anything. It's either going to be a genius move or a ridiculous one. Barney Stewart Jensen. Milne. Good save. No, I could have done with that going in. There's not enough time now. Well, this is disappointing. Sorry, chat. Well and truly beaten. Well and truly beaten. They took their chances. Which is what it's all about, right? Yeah. Another player out injured. Berry's now out for 4 weeks. So right, there we go. That's not much we can say after that, is it? To be honest, that's it. That's it done. It's all over. Not the best start of 2027, I don't think. A defeat against Dundee. Thankfully, we've only got Celtic twice, Hearts once, and Rangers in January. It's nice and easy January, isn't it? Feels nice and easy. Appreciate you all for hanging out today, though. It's been fun. Thank you very, very much indeed. We'll be back tomorrow because we won't be around Sunday. We won't be around Wednesday because it's Eldest Jameson's birthday. So, yeah, we'll hang out tomorrow instead. That'll be cool. As I say, thank you very, very much for hanging. Let's go and check out the Earl of Ipswich. They did a PSV save, so go and give them some love. As I say, loved hanging out tonight. Thank you very much for being here. Take it easy. See you all tomorrow. All the best. Bye now.